Evil never really dies. It rises again and again. Now Kari knows it's rising inside her. After barely defeating wicked Shadow Witch Raven, the Wolf Demon knows her turmoil is far from over when her vanquished foe invades her dreams. And a new power stirs within her. Thanks to Raven's cunning, Kari's potential as the catalyst has awoken. A conduit for a terrifying, world-cracking force. One that could open at any moment. Kari has resisted this new temptation thus far, but Raven again forces her hand, unleashing a demonic abomination to draw her prey out, a deadlier foe than any Kari has faced before. If she taps into this dark new power, she could become strong enough to defend the people she cares about. But the catalyst has bloodthirsty designs of its own. If she submits, what new horrors will be inflicted on the world Kari's come to love? And when the catalyst is finished with her at last, what will be left of Kari? Hello everyone, and welcome once again to the Heir's Lair. I'm your host, Jonathan Taylor. Today's video, as its title, as well as the fact that I've just read out a particular synopsis might have given away, is going to see me return to the Demon Storm series, this time with a look at the third of its installments, which I'll show you by picking up right now. The Storm Darkens. May I just say, there has never been a cover that has fitted its title less. It is nice to see the leads being happy though, even if even if the cover doesn't match the title. May I also comment upon the fact that just saying the title of this book really makes the Kingdom Hearts edge ooze out, doesn't it? Not that there's anything wrong with that. I wouldn't want to shame the author into not wearing her heart on her sleeve, because really that is where, in fact, I would very much want to encourage her to do that more often, because that is where the best art, and in this case more precisely the best writing, comes to the forefront. Though I will still comment upon her stylistic decisions occasionally. Before I get too petty, however, it is worth looking into what else this book has to offer. And the summary of my review is, I might not necessarily be impressed, but I am very much intrigued. Valerie has quite clearly set the new level as well as new direction that she wants this book series to go on, and this book is very consistently following that path that is laid out. I can't help but wonder how much of it was how much of what makes this book has been laid out beforehand, because I have to say it fits very well together, and I am very much looking forward to what comes next. So if you've been following through this series and liking it so far, you will quite likely enjoy this third book as well. That being said, I do have to issue some content warnings for mutilation, for discrimination, arguably. I don't know. And however more pronouncedly for psychological manipulation, ranging from gaslighting to brainwashing. Because yeah, this is very much the darkest book of the series so far. Reader discretion is advised. And now that I'm done with the general impressions, it's time I delved into some specifics. The plot of this book starts sometime after the ending of the previous book, with Kari now being fairly acquainted and recognized within this community where she has built herself a new home. However, there is trouble in paradise, so to speak, with new foes and question marks starting to become more noticeable. Old foes proving themselves to not be entirely out of the picture, and old friends proving themselves to not necessarily be as dependable as initially assumed. And all of these, and this combination of factors puts the puts the leads at a disadvantage, the type of which they have never encountered before. So in order to counter it, they go into a they start puzzle solving, trying to figure out exactly what kind of threat they are they have to contend with, as well as how to most effectively overcome it. And I have to say that within this exploration, there is there are lots of interesting things that are done throughout the book, and with its overall plotting. By that I mean that sorry, I have a lot of noises for me now. Anyway, as I said, the plotting, the conflict management of this book is is done quite well, and it's done primarily through all of the reveals that the investigations investigation makes possible, because every leaf turned brings them to something new and something exciting, which also ends up tying in previously established events and characters, leading to a very immersive and very satisfying reading experience. That immersion, however, is broken up by the many dates. The lead characters, that is Kari and her love interest, who is somewhat confusingly named Ari, and go on. And don't get me wrong, I have no problem with them going on dates. I'm not the kind of repressed homosexual misogynist that would comment on, oh, it's romance, so it's a girl book. Ooh, no, I'm not that kind of guy. But I do have to comment on how the romance is handled in this book, because the dates these the leads are described as going on are unfortunately quite quite repetitive, and they very much mar the plot point that I think they were intended to work within themselves, about how Kari handles the darkness in and around her, and how people are attempting to influence that. More on that later. I do have to say that because the plot has this as strong an emphasis on investigation as it does, the world building comes to the forefront in a particularly distinctive way, in keeping with the go deeper rather than go deeper before you go broader philosophy that has worked quite well for the previous book as well. As new figures of influence within this world, as well as their reach, are established, as well as the social dynamics that emerge from the naturalistic developments that the story itself goes into. Also fleshing out parts of the series map that have more or less been blank previously, giving the reader more anchor points with which to from within which to view the actions and events and developments that the that the plot undergoes. So yeah, I have to say that alone makes this book very very interesting and very captivating to follow. When it comes to character work, it is for the most part done well. I unfortunately have to start with the exception, which is Kari. I already covered the fact that that the plot doesn't really handle her her apparent turn to darkness particularly well, and I say that primarily because when considering her background and the fact that she I know what I want to say. I just have to collect it a little bit. When considering her background and how she in general deals with hardship, her her more uh, passive reactivity towards the towards the difficulties that are that are described over the course of this book, I don't really think I don't really think make a lot of sense or really mark a logical or naturalistic change, given given the events that have given the events that have occurred with her previously. Then again, that's just that's in general just my opinion. When it comes to the rest of the cast, however, I have to say they are quite well done, and the development they do receive is more or less proportional to the amount of page time they have. So the more time you spend with a character, the more well acquainted you are with them, and that really helps. That also really comes from the plotting because because when a character comes into the story, they always come in with a good reason, and that allows a rapport to develop between between the leads and the character, and the more time they therefore the more time they spend, the more the better the audience gets to the better the readership of this book gets to know them. There are two characters within within the rest of this cast that I would particularly want to highlight as as having interesting work done with them. The first one is Kari's previously mentioned love interest, Ari, who showcases a surprising but still refreshing and naturalistic level of maturity, diligence, and kindness as the as the leader of the community within which within which Kari has found a home. The second character I want to talk about is Xena. Not Warrior Princess Xena, but a character from this book whose name is pronounced very similarly, if not outright identically. She has been established in previous books as a more aloof mentor figure with abilities and connections that are both broad and vague. And this book spends a little bit more time delving into her lair, delving into her affairs, and revealing that she is first of all not as morally clean as one would expect someone of her position to typically be within this kind of story. And secondly, she proves herself to be a very diligent and very methodical scholar of her world. Someone who takes a great interest in combing through it, but still keeping an eye on various external developments that she has to account for. There is still much to be revealed about her, because this book doesn't really delve fully into her. There are still lots of mysteries and lots of open questions about this character, and I have to say that I very much look forward to the. I have this loop into my hair. Okay, it's gone now, and I very much look forward to the rest of the series. Delving in more into what makes her distinctive and what makes her stand out. So yeah, that was it for me as well. Overall, while I find this book's flaws important enough to comment upon, the ways in which it marks the development of both the series and the author's ability and development makes it still makes it a very worthwhile reading experience. My final rating for The Storm Darkens is a 4 out of 5. And that was my review. Thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed it, well then please like the video, maybe even share it wherever you think other people will also like the video. If there is anything you'd like to add, either to the book itself or to my review of it, that's what the comment section is for. And if you want to see when my next video gets released, well then, please subscribe. And ideally also ring the bell or do whatever else YouTube will ask of you in order to keep you notified. My books, the first of my own Heir to the Empire series, The Next Generation and The Path Not Taken, are available at various book retailers under their respective master links in the description down below, right past my social media links, which I also suggest you check out should you choose to. I also have a second channel where you can hear me talking about whatever crosses my mind most of the time. Though it'll typically be about narrative analyses of works outside of the printed word medium. So if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead and check it out. If you want to hear more about my thoughts on the printed word medium, then I suggest you stay on this channel and go for my extensive backlog of book reviews, writing advice, and miscellaneous connected topics. If none of that interests you, then I suggest you go ahead and do whatever you want the rest of your day, because it is your day after all. And yeah, that was it from me. So, until next time, I am Jonathan Taylor, and this has been the Heir's Lair.